One thing's for certain that affects all of us is that you can't stop the passage of time, and I got reminded of that when I came to make this video. Because when I came to make this video, I wanted to give some context. I think it'd be useful to see that data mining has been a part of the community and part of how we play the game for a very long time. It's just, I hadn't quite realized how long it's been a thing. One of the oldest members of the community is called Olivia, and I scrolled back down one of their old Reddit accounts to see roughly when they started making data mines, and there's a post here from 11 years ago all about the 1.49 additional changes. It's kind of cool actually. I randomly looked at this IL-2 change. It says machine gun ammunition in the rear gunner was reduced from 450 to 150 bullets, and if you look in the game today, that's still true. But anyway, the point is that data mining has been a thing for a very long time. And in the past, Gaijin have been quite a friendly developer when it comes to data mining. If they wanted to, I'm sure they have the technical expertise to completely hide everything. I think that's what most games do. But I think Gaijin realized that people talking about the game is good for the game. So it doesn't make much sense to put effort into hiding everything away. There's a post here from 4 years ago by Scarpa, one of the main community managers. And for optimization reasons, to get the game to run a little bit better, they'd made some changes to how information in the game was stored. And because they knew that this would affect how data miners get access to the information, he gave a nice little explanation of how the new system would work, which is an important context to understand when we talk about what we're about to talk about in a moment. So the situation revolves around Olivia. Even if you don't know them specifically, you've probably seen their content in either YouTube videos or posted on the subreddit, because this is one of the main people who is quote unquote leaking new information. So the situation is this person has been sent a cease and desist order, which is basically, bearing in mind I'm not a lawyer, but it's basically a lawyery legal thing, which basically means, hey broski, that thing you're doing, could you just not? And people are confused and wondering, is this the end of data mining? The update to the situation is that Gaijin have released an official statement. Basically, what this post boils down to is that data mining is okay as long as anything that you find data mining, the way you share it or talk about it, is always presented as your own personal educated guesses, speculation, and open discussion. But as soon as you start to present that information as insider knowledge, then that's when there's an issue. And I think that's where this Olivia person ran into some issues, because they would typically talk about the information they present as leaks, which maybe they didn't mean it this way, but to me that use of the word leak implies something a little bit different from just a regular data mine. The reality, of course, is that this person was simply data mining. It was technically publicly available information because it was within the game files, and I think the issue that Gaijin had was more to do with the presentation of the information rather than the information themselves. That's how I'm interpreting this message from Gaijin. I guess we'll find out very quickly if this really is the end of data mining, if someone like Zabi gets a cease and desist order, because their posts are very procedural in the presentation of the information. For me, data mining is a core part of the game, and as I showed, it's been something that's been part of the game for a very long time. It gets people talking, it gets people discussing, it gets people more engaged with the game, and all of those things are good, I think. I'm curious to hear if you've got any other opinions on this situation in the comments, and if you like this kind of video, I've got a bunch more on the channel, so don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, see ya.